All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom to you, all you Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see on the screen, the articles from endtimeheadlines.org, and it reads, shoppers falsely identified by facial recognition systems struggle to clear their names as they are guilty until proven innocent. And we told you these days were coming, man. Right here it is. Esau has created an automated system, you know, with the algorithm, as we always say, artificial Idumea. And in this algorithm, it's going to accuse those it deems whatever criteria that Esau sets within it. This system is going to accuse you based off of that algorithm, man. And as you see, it says that the system, the people who are affected by the system, they struggle to clear their name as they're actually innocent, but they're guilty in the eyes of the system. Right? We're talking about the same system that's linked with AI, right? The same system that'll create a video showing you to be guilty even though you're not. Right? There was a TikTok, that went around a couple months ago. Basically, it was a guy that would take a picture of two people that were next to each other, and that system, that AI system, would create a video like scenario of one person basically doing wrong or evil into another person, and he will go up to those individuals and be like, "Hey, didn't you just see what he did unto you?" Right? And the video would play out as if it was a real scenario, and the people around that he would show, that was already in that position, they would look at the video and be like, "Wait, what? I didn't see this happen." And the person that the video accused, that person would try to vouch for himself and be like, "Hey, I didn't just hit him. So how do you have a video of me hitting him?" And the security cameras wouldn't show that occurrence because it actually never happened. So as we see right here, it says, according to a report from the Guardian, innocent customers across the UK are being wrongfully accused of shoplifting. Right? So the system is saying that people are stealing, right? And the system that is in place is called Face Watch, which we've been telling you, that Esau is just like in China, partnering with that facial recognition uh, um algorithm or code. It says a live facial recognition system rapidly expanding in retail stores, and we understand. So like Esau always puts these different systems into place um in other parts of the world before he implants them and activates them here in America. It says in a live facial recognition system rapidly expanding in retail stores, leaving them shamed in public with little recourse to clear their names. In one incident last February, retired health and safety professional Ian Clayton entered a home bargain store in Chester for a routine lunchtime shop. A staff member abruptly ordered him to put down his items and leave, informing him that FaceWatch had identified him as a known shoplifter. Stunned and escorted out past the tills, Clayton was handed a QR code and left standing outside with no further explanation, right? So this in itself, you can't fight against a system that's accusing you, man. And we understand this is ultimately what Esau wants, right? He wants to be able to, allow a system to pinpoint who they deem as a threat, right? Because that ultimately takes, the system being able to flush through however many faces or however many names. Well, it's doing the job of policing for Esau. And that's the system that he wants, you know, to where you're bound unto the system fighting against you, right? That way he doesn't have to go through all the paperwork. Because when you take a look at I know here in the States, like you go to like a gas station or whatever, they'll have a printed paper, 8.5 by 11, right? Of, oh, have you seen these people? Well, these are the individuals that have been shoplifted. Okay. These are the individuals that have been shoplifting, right? They'll have a blurry picture in black and white, right? And basically say, have you seen them in the store? If not, if you have, contact local authorities. Hey, well, the system is going to be doing that for them now. The Second Corinthians 2 and 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? Because this is the same system he's going to use to accuse the men of Yahweh Shai Shai. See, it's not just going to be at grocery stores or, little inns, man. No, this is going to be on every stoplight, right? This is going to be at the stop sign, right? Technology for the stop signs, for the stoplights. This is going to be the same technology in your cars in 2027 as you've seen the apostles, and elders going to that. How in 2027 Esau plans for all cars that have facial recognition systems with a kill switch, right? So all this dystopian type of tech is right before your faces, and we've been telling you that Esau is going to usher in this technocracy, you know, for a harder grasp on the American public, man. This Revelation 6 and 4, and it reads, and there went out another horse that was red, right, symbolizing Esau, Edom, and power was given to him that sat thereon to do what? To take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So now we're seeing that what this AI, this technocratic age, right? These automated systems are going to be another uh, aspect of the sword that Esau is going to use. Because once the system declares that you're a problem, you can't fight against it. So now you're going on a list where you're ostracized, right? Now you're going to be marked by his system everywhere you go. And that's going to ultimately do what? It's going to categorize you automatically. And if the system comes up with a video showing you to do an act that you never did, how can you fight against it? The point is you can't. You can't fight against it at that point. You're just now a victim of this system's accusal. Matter of fact, it says a great sword was given unto him. I want to see if it's this for the word sword, G3162. It says a sword, small sword, curved sword. Oh, here it goes. It's a spirit, right? It's in the Strong's definition. Probably feminine of a presumed derivative of G3163. It says dirk, figuratively, a judicial punishment. Because that's what happens. The system deems you as what? Guilty. It deems you as guilty, man. So your face is then sent to what? The higher up authorities. It's sent up to the higher up authorities. And guess what? That's something you can't fight over at that point. Once the system frames you, it's over. You know? And who wants to live in a world like that? Where you're innocent, or it's like where you're guilty until proven innocent. We already know Esau does that to Jake, but he's programmed his system to do it now, right? So now he don't have to get his hands dirty, right? It's just the system say this, man. It says FaceWatch claims a 99.98% accuracy rate, right? There it is. FaceWatch claims a 99.98 accuracy rate and sent over 50,000 alerts to retailers, including B&M, Home Bargains, Sainsbury's, and others last month alone. Yet affected individuals describe a system that presumes guilt, right? Not the fact that you're actually guilty, but it presumes guilt. Matter of fact, I want to do this. Let's see. I want to go to that word presume. It says presumes guilt, to take upon oneself, to take liberty, right? To take for granted, belief, or accept upon probable evidence, especially overconfidently, right? So the system is saying, nah, I know I'm not wrong. That's where that 99.98%, accuracy rate comes from, right? It can't be the system that's wrong. We program it to be this accurate. So this goes all the way back to what we say here in the book of Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice in heaven. It's like, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And when you go into this word, right, accuser, as we always go into, is going to go into the word categoreo, right? G2723 says categoreo, to accuse before a judge or to make an accusation of an extrajudicial accusation. And we went into that word, a great sword, and it says a judicial punishment. So the system is ultimately going to police you and itself. So as you see right here, it says to be a plaintiff, i.e. to charge with some offense, accuse, object. So the system becomes judge, jury. It's like a judge, juror, and executioner, right? Now there's no more human interference within this. Whatever the system deems correct, that's what it is, right? It says a complaint at law. It's like this is for that root word, categoros. And it says an accuser. It says one in the assembly, a complaint at law, especially Satan, accuser. And this is his system. He's made it to where now it's a god, right? Now it's a power to watch over all Esau's assets. And the moment the system say or brings up a flag on your face, guess what? And that's a spirit. Ooh. When you go into this root word here, it says categoros, right? It says one of the root words is the agora, which is we understand when we go into the book of Proverbs 1, the agora is what? A marketplace. And it's funny because these systems, these cameras, are in all of these different places that the outline of biblical usage is going to basically state, right? Esau's range of reach deals with all these places. It says any assembly, especially of the people. We understand the public is armed, or public infrastructure, I should say, is armed with AI cameras, facial recognition cameras. It says the place of assembly for public debating, for election, for trials, for buying and selling. And these are also, aspects of the image of the beast, man, right? Going into the political um, infrastructure, so to speak, for buying and selling, which is what commerce transactions, for all kinds of business, because his tech is going to be integrated with all of these things. It says the marketplace and the street. It says properly the town square as a place of public resort, by implication a market or a thoroughfare, a marketplace or the street. It says the forum or public place where trials are held, right? It says where trials are held. It says on returning from the market there. Now watch himself. Okay. That was the point right there. Let's see if it's some in this root word. Gyro. Gyro. Yeah. It says to stir up against one, to bring before the public. And the system is doing that. Hey, this man was removed by a physical person, Hey, and this is the funny part. Because the article said that he goes into this place to eat often. So you would think that, the individuals who work there, you would be able to vouch for him and be like, hey, I see you all the time. You buy your food, you chilling here, you eat here, and you never cause any problems. The system has to be wrong. But no, the employee can't fight against it either. So I'm gonna read it again. It says, in one incident last February, retired health and safety professional Ian Clayton entered a home bargain store in Chester for a routine lunchtime shop. Right. So if the workers, paid attention, or if he spoke to him, he was a familiar face, they should be able to tell the system, or they should be able to fight against the system to vouch for him. But Esau is ultimately creating a system where you can't be vouched for. If he says you did it, you did it. Even in the case where you did not, you're guilty. And Jake has been feeling the brunt end of this since Esau came into power, being falsely accused. What is it called when basically when you're being watched at the store all day. You're being surveyed or surveilled. I believe that's the word for it. You know, like it was that movie. 1 second, I'm gonna try to bring it up. A Don't be a menace, man. This is what you call it? Fair use, right? Ultimately, the system is doing this unto Jake, and really to all people now. Fair use, fair use.
I go check them.
If you fit the correct parameters that the system is checking for, guess what? Hey, you're going to be a victim of the system. Here it is. Hey, you got a Moab following Jake around. Meanwhile, it's Esau ass stealing. So you know that the system is going to have certain what you call it, certain cases to where it's going to target Jake more than it's going to target Esau, because this is it's programmed with Esau's mind, right? So since it's being programmed with the mind of Esau, the system is going to act like an automated Edomite, man, right? An automated Karen in a sense. Here it is, you got Esau stealing, but Jake being watched.
Hurry up and buy.
See? And this is what the system is doing. It's constantly watching you.
Hurry up and buy.
It's everywhere, even when you don't notice it.
Hurry up and buy.
Look.
Break yourself. Hey. You dropped something. Yeah, break your.
It remind me of justifying the wicked and condemning the just. Because here it is, they watching over Jake, and they not a threat. Here it is, Esau is blatantly robbing their ass, you know. But to get back to the article, I don't want the video to be, struck because of that. Fair use, man. So hopefully, Lord willing, don't get struck. But going back here, it says Face Watch claims a 99.98% accuracy and sent over 50,000 alerts to retailers, including B&M, Home Bargains, Sainsbury's, and others last month alone. Yet affected individuals describe a system that presumes guilt. And we went into that word presume, basically going into what? To take upon oneself, to take the liberties. It says to take for granted belief or accept upon probable evidence, especially overconfidently. That's where that 99.98% accuracy comes from. It says, yet affected individuals describe a system that presumes guilt, offers scant support for challenges, and provides no clear path for resolution. So once you've been marked in this system, there is no turning back. Right? It's nothing you can do to quote unquote clear your name. Says it feels like I was guilty until proven innocent, just like how Jake is in this system. It's an awful feeling. Clayton told the Guardian, it feels very Orwellian, right? Dystopian. He only uncovered the error through a formal subject access request, revealing a mistaken link to a prior visit. Home Bargain later apologizes with a £100 voucher, which he rejected amid a confidentiality condition. Basically, he didn't take it to be able to speak about what actually happened to him. But here it is. The system clearly is wrong, right? But now that this accuracy rate has to go down. Because saying you are only 0.02 off from being perfect. Meanwhile, this is occurring. Who else has dealt with this? Who else has dealt with this, man? See? Home Bargains has footage of him going into that store time after time after time. However, his routine, goes. And guess what? They see him being just a patron, going in there, buying his food, doing whatever, and chilling. But now all of a sudden, this new system is saying he guilty. So he said, fuck it. I don't want that money. I don't want that voucher. Now this system can accuse me again. So instead of taking away the system, what are they going to do? They're going to just leave it as is. And anyone else that it accuses or that it marks, right, that it flags, they're going to have to go through these same things. See, E isn't about, tweaking the system for perfection, right? Because he doesn't want perfection. Those who are accused, he don't care. It's just like, hey, this goyim, remember, they're sheeple. So if a couple people or a couple thousand people or a couple 100,000, right, all get marked and can't get access to this store anymore, he doesn't care. Because he wants all the systems to be linked together. See, right now, it's in the what you call it? What's the name of the store again? Home Bargains. It's in the Home Bargains. But he wants it not only in Home Bargains, he wants it on every corner, right? He wants it in every shop. It says similar ordeals have unfolded elsewhere. In South London, data strategist Warren Raja was asked to abandon his basket at Sainsbury after a false alert, later confirmed as human error by staff. Get the fuck out of here, right? The human didn't flag him though. The system flagged him, but it's later confirmed as human error. Hey, this is how he justifies it. Blame it on the actual person, not the system, right? It can't be the system. We perfected it. Says for me, this is a civil rights issue. He said, who is regulating these companies? No one has actually defined what your recourse is when something goes wrong, because he's not giving the system or you, more importantly, he's not giving you a chance to fight for yourself, right? That's what he wants. And that's what draconian, this Revelation 13 and 11 says, and I beheld another beast come out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Now he say another beast out of the earth, and two horns representing two power structures. It says like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. Right, and that lamb is the appearance of something docile, the appearance of a system that's for you, that's in that be innocent, so to speak. It's like I'm grabbing this word draconian. Like the appearance of a lamb, right? It's innocent, you know, it's fair, so to speak, but it's really the opposite, right? So going back, it says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. Those two horns go back to the two-party structure of the plebeians and patricians, the ancient plebeians and patricians, I should say, which are now your modern-day Democrats and your Republicans, right? And here it is, these two horns or these two powers to the general public look as if they're against each other. Hey, but they're the ones who's passing or helping pass these laws, to strip away the rights from its citizens. So that's why it's speaking as a dragon. See, to the people, it's like, okay, it's red or blue. These people are fighting in a position to get the laws that we want passed, right? They're in a position to make sure that our infrastructure, our civil liberties, our economy is all in order for our lives to continue in this place. But really, hey, these two party systems, all on one accord. And the laws that they sign with, they are taking away your rights. So when you go into that word dragon, right, it goes into this word Draco or draconian. It says of or pertaining to Draco in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe, or harsh. Name of the Archon of Athens, who laid down a code of laws for Athens that mandated death as punishment for minor crimes. Right? Death is punishment for minor crimes, man. So let's see. Go into this word sharp-sighted. Right? Because it says sharp-sighted right there. So I went into sharp-sighted. It says having acute sight or mentally keen or alert. So now the system, is doing it for him. The system is spotting. Matter of fact, there's another precept I want to grab out of the book of Psalms 56. I'm going to finish this out in Revelation 13. Right? It says, he had two horns like a lamb, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, which causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Right? And we understand that healing came, during the Renaissance or the rebirth, when Esau came back into power after the Dark Ages. Right? But that was the point. Another beast coming up by the earth, which had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. The system is now the dragon, so to speak, man. No room to fight for yourself. If it claims you guilty, hey, you are. Right? Continuing. For me, this is a civil rights issue. Who is regulating these companies? No one is actually defining what your recourse is when something goes wrong. It's just a human error. It says in Birmingham, Jenny Sanders was publicly escorted around a B&M store by security before being removed, right? And that's what you've seen in that clip on how to be a menace, right? It says by security before being removed, she later learned she had been wrongfully listed for theft. I thought I'm going to be treated like a shoplifter in every store, right? Because it's not just all systems will be interconnected, man. Sanders recalled describing lasting distress and avoidance of monitor shops. UK biometrics, there we go. Watchdogs have warned that oversight lags behind the technology's rollout amid known issues with higher error rates for certain ethnic groups and women. Didn't we? Hey, that's the spirit, man. Call on Yabashima Shai. We said, hey, through the spirit, hey, that the system is going to act like an Edomite. So it's going to have those Karen features and where it targets who? Jake. If you got dark skin, you a problem with it. Right? But it ain't never going to flag E like it flags Jake. Retailers and FaceWatch attribute incidents to human mistakes rather than system failures, right? And they're going to keep saying it. Oh, it's the people that's the problem. It's not our system, it's the people, right? Which is just straight BS. It's the system. While the Information Commissioner's Office notes complaints processes exist but acknowledges potential harm from misidentifications, you would think that in itself would cause them to scrap the system. But no. As the system spreads, affected shoppers will continue grappling with embarrassment, eroded trust, and unclear avenues for accountability. There's Isaiah 56:6. It says, they gather themselves together, they hide themselves, they mark my steps when they wait for my soul. And that's what the system is now doing. It's marking you to ultimately ostracize, accuse, and categorize you automatically. But this is the system that Esau wants because it gives him complete control. Now he feels as if he's omnipotent because he has a system that can determine when you're guilty. He no longer has to go through the heartache, like it, the the trial, the paperwork, the plans in order to catch people, because the system can do it for him, right? But as you see, we're getting closer and closer into a fully dystopian world. That was all in the UK, but watch it happen more in the States. See, the thing about the States, though, is people going to fight against the system for as long as they're able until Esau really brings forth that lockdown and crackdown on it, you know? And then from that point out, it's going to be war in the streets, man. Sedition. But, that was the point. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.